the bone collector, an internet worm, and the International Space Station are all on this day. Welcome back to On This Day. Today's date is November 2nd, 2021. It is the 306th day of the year. There are 59 days left in this fine year. It is the 44th Tuesday in the 45th week and the 42nd day of fall. Guess how many days we got till winter? If you watched yesterday, you know we have 49 days left until winter. If today's your birthday, your birthstone is a topaz. Today is National Broadcast Traffic Professionals Day. Apparently we needed that day. I shouldn't rag on it. One of my good friends, her dad did that for years. Anyway, National Broadcast Traffic Professionals Day honors those in radio and television that bring us the traffic. You know, I'm surprised that's kind of a thing anymore with everyone having the internet on their phone and all that. Why are people still doing the traffic in the morning? I don't get it. Especially when you come from Los Angeles. They did it every morning and nothing ever really changed. It was always the same thing. Gridlock. All right, let's see what else November 2nd has given us. 1889, North Dakota and South Dakota are admitted as the 39th and 40th states. They really should have just made them one state. I don't know why they went with two, but oh well. 1920, KDKA of Pittsburgh starts broadcasting as the first commercial radio station. The first broadcast is the result of the 1920 United States presidential election. Yeah, it's the first thing we heard over the radio. Who won the election? 1960, Penguin Books is found not guilty of obscenity in the trial of R vs. Penguin Books Ltd. for publishing Lady Chatterley's Lover. I've read the book. It wasn't terrible. Do I think sixth graders need to read it? No, I don't. Is it fine for everyone above the age of 17? Yes, 16 even. I think I read it when I was 18. Nothing in there shocked me. People are weird, I guess. 1966, the Cuban Adjustment Act comes into force, allowing 123,000 Cubans the opportunity to apply for permanent residence in the United States. 1967, the Vietnam War. U.S. President Lyndon B. Johnson and the wise men conclude that the American people should be given a more optimistic report on the progress of the Vietnam War. So this all started when Defense Secretary Clark Clifford told the president that the Vietnam War was, in his words, a real loser. But President Johnson wasn't really sure what he should do at this point, so he decided to convene a 9-man panel of retired presidential advisors. The group, which became known as the Wise Men, included Omar Bradley, Matthew Ridgway, big-time guys in the military. Omar Bradley was a general during World War II in Korea. They also brought in some old national security advisors. After 2 days of deliberation, the group reached the consensus. They advised against any further troop increases and recommended that they try and find a way to get out of the Vietnam War, some kind of peace accord or something. Originally, Johnson was not happy with this, but he quickly came to see that they were kind of right, and he went with it. The following March, President Johnson announced that they would stop bombing North Korea. If there was any North Korean troops in South Korea and they were in combat, those guys would be bombed, but no more North Korean bombing. 1988, the Morris worm. This is the first internet-distributed computer worm to gain significant mainstream media attention. It was launched from MIT. 1999, the Xerox murders. In the worst mass murder in the history of Hawaii, a gunman shoots 8 people in his workplace, killing 7. 2000, Expedition 1 arrives at the International Space Station for the first long-duration stay on board. From this day to present, a continuous human presence in the space station remains uninterrupted. These people go up there for quite some time. For 21 years, we have always had, not just us, other countries have always had at least one person on the space station. If you don't know, the International Space Station is an amazing thing. It is a modular space station in low Earth orbit. It is a multinational collaborative. This just isn't the United States that does this. There's actually 5 countries involved. The assembly of the International Space Station was like this major space architecture thing. It's kind of incredible what they did. It began in November of 1998. The Russian Space Agency started things off by launching some things up there and connecting them. Everything else for the build was delivered by the Space Shuttle. By June of 2011, they had added 159 components during more than 1,000 hours of spacewalks, or EVA. It's hard to believe that thing's been up there 21 years. Just recently, I saw this thing where some space junk actually crashed through part of it, which is pretty scary. It was just little pieces had hit it, nothing like that thing on the movie Gravity where it just destroys the whole thing and parts go flying everywhere. Movies released on November 2nd, 1999, The Bone Collector. Great movie. I think I've watched it like 4 times. It starred Angelina Jolie, Queen Latifah, Denzel Washington, Ed O'Neill. It's a movie about this really hardcore policewoman who's hot on the trail of a sadistic serial killer who leaves bone shards as his calling card. She eventually enlists the help of Denzel Washington, who plays a forensics expert. The film is based on Jeffrey Deaver's 1997 crime novel of the same name. In 2020, a TV series called Hunt for the Bone Collector is also based on the 1997 novel. That's pretty quick turnaround. So the novel comes out in 1997 and they'd already decided and went forward with a movie in 1999. Normally, a book will be on the shelves for years and years before someone decides to turn it into a movie, unless it was like a pre-planned thing. Anyway, great movie. If you ever get a chance, watch that. Born on November 2nd, 1991, Jimmy Garoppolo. He is an NFL quarterback who was selected in the second round of the 2014 draft by the New England Patriots after a standout collegiate career in Eastern Illinois. He won the Super Bowl twice, sitting on the bench behind Tom Brady. In 2017, he was actually traded to the 49ers. That's gotta be rough. You're sitting on the bench behind one of the greatest quarterbacks that's ever played the game, just knowing as long as I'm on this team, I will never get to touch the ball during a game unless he's injured. He's still the quarterback for the 49ers, and he's pretty good. I mean, a lot of people don't think he's that good, but in my opinion, I think a lot of that has to do with who he's throwing the ball to. Died on November 2nd. 1950, we lost George Bernard Shaw. If you ever met him back before he died in 1950 and called him George Bernard Shaw, he demanded you call him just Bernard Shaw. He was an Irish playwright, critic, and political activist. His influence on Western theater, culture, and politics extended from 1880 to his death, and some think beyond. He wrote more than 60 plays, including major works such as Man and Superman, St. Joan, and Heartbreak House. He won the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1925. This is all from a man who was self-educated. He had no formal education whatsoever. He wrote books, plays, everything. He just taught himself. This before the internet, so teaching yourself stuff included finding a bunch of books. He died on this day in 1950 at the age of 94. He died of renal failure after taking a fall while pruning a tree. He was cremated and his ashes were spread out in the garden where he was pruning the tree. Not even kidding. All right, that's today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got some information out of it. Now go out, do something productive, and be nice to each other.